So you're a scientist and a doctor. You see a lot of pain and suffering and brokenness in the world. How do you make sense of that? Like, why do you think God allows so much pain and suffering when he could just stop it and doesn't need surgery from somebody like yourself, so to speak?
I think God is looking for human growth in each of us in a real sense. Meaning, just like people in America today have taken somehow, many of us have taken the freedom for granted because we always had freedom. And the manifestation of that taking for grantedness of our freedom is our unprecedented polarization, the unwillingness to work together across racial barriers, ethnic divisions, and political aisles. So if we had everything, God said everything just perfectly, we will not have the growth in our character. Just like one will not have the growth about appreciating freedom if you're born in a free society, never been challenged, never experienced the lives without freedom. So I think God is looking for the ultimate growth in each of us, the character. And that character can only grow by our having experience of not having what we want, but also, even more importantly, by having the experience of making a decision to choose. Because if we born in the perfect world, we don't need to choose, and we have no experience of otherwise without them. So it is the inner growth that God is that they're looking for. So he allows these things to happen, these bad things happen, because he's looking for us to have the experience of the bad things so that in comparison, we know what's good things. But not only that, he gives us the choice to make a decision, each of us. By making a decision, we can grow as a person. So that's a manifestation of ultimate love, God, for us. He does not want to just pamper us with, the silver spoon in our mouth. He wants us to grow by experiencing, grow by making our own decisions.
That's a really helpful perspective. Obviously, a ton more can be said about evil, suffering, and pain, but given what you've been through and that you're an eye doctor in particular, a surgeon, that's a really, really helpful angle to approach this. I appreciate you sharing that. Last question. Tell us about your film coming out. I can't wait for my kids to see it. I want my audience to go see it and support your efforts. Tell us a little bit about it.
So the film site, we've been trying to make it for 10 years.
Wow.
It is based on my autobiography, From Darkness to Sight. As I said, it has to do with two parallel lines from darkness to sight. Those kids, they're blind orphan children, how our foundation have helped them come from darkness to sight physically, but also at the same time, how these kids, their courage, determination has also helped me, their eye doctor, to come from my own darkness to light spiritually. So this book is being turned into a movie site, and it will be released by Entry Studios. Actually, for the movie site, Dr. Rice Books and I also published this book. So people always say, what is the message? The message is seeing beyond. We have challenges in life as human beings. We need to see beyond. So the movie, the storylines, and the side movie Bible study talk about 5 seeing beyond our pain, inspired by the people in the story, in the movie, that all of us, are broken in some senses at some point in our lives. How do we see beyond the pain? Seeing beyond our circumstance, as I mentioned today, that my parents saw beyond the circumstance during Cultural Revolution, believed that there's a better tomorrow for their kids. That's why they work so hard, instill in me, imprinted in me, the desire to work hard when I was very young. Seeing beyond ourselves, and as I mentioned, one of the key differences that made for me as a Christian is a chance to realize that there's more to this life than what we see, the chance for eternity as a Christian. Seeing beyond our own culture, we talk about today about the racial discrimination and very different things that shows that God wants us ultimately to respect all culture, all faith, all people, that finally seeing beyond our polarization. And the Bible said, to all people, I'm all people, right? So that we are living in a world that it is so unprecedentedly polarized that we are so fixated on differences rather than appreciating what we have in common. We're so unable to work together across political aisles, racial divides, and ethnic divisions. And why we're so polarized is because we have taken the freedom for granted. And then you say, is it true? If you're taking something for granted, result in dispute and polarization? Correct. It's like marriage. Husband and wife, you have this, when you have differences, if you don't appreciate marriage, you're more likely to yelling and shouting at each other, hurting each other's feelings. But if you do appreciate marriage, you're more likely to say, honey, we're different on this thing, yes, but don't we have so much else in common? So lack of desire to seek common ground in human being is a manifestation of underlying problem. The diagnosis is underlying problem is that we have taken what we have for granted. Now, human nature drives us to polarization because money, control, power. So the only way to get us out of the deadly spiral of polarization is to heed a higher calling.